Hello everyone, in this video I will play another game against players who are rated below 1000. Usually they're rated about 900, 800 because I'm rated like that on this account. I'm playing blitz games, 5 minutes plus 5 seconds increment. Okay, so my opponent is almost 1000 rated in blitz. Usually they are higher rated in rapid and my opponent is 1300 rapid. So when we start with this setup, I don't really have much to say about this. I will usually play c5 here because I want to put my knight on c6. I want to play I want to move my c-pawn before I move the knight here. And usually you should pay attention that if you want to develop this bishop, you are abandoning the defense of this square. So you should first move the knight here. Okay, let's develop a piece. And in this position I will just develop another piece. I will develop my bishop here. Then I will push e6 and I will develop this bishop, and I don't have to worry about this square because I have a knight here. So okay, this is a very weird move, and this is a bad move because I can take this pawn for free. He doesn't have any tricks with queen here, check, and even if he had, my bishop is defended. So in this position, let's ask him what does he want to do with this bishop, because if he goes back, is okay. So let's continue developing instead. I will just play this move. He strikes in the center. I should always be aware of moves like knight to e5, putting pressure, but I can defend by playing a move like that. But I will continue developing, or I will maybe even take first. Let's ask him what does he want to do or not. He will go back. So I will go bishop here, developing another piece, nothing special. I will just move my bishop back. I don't want to exchange my bishop for his knight. There is no need to do something like that. And also he doesn't even have the move g4 to break the pin. He is still being pinned. And this is unpleasant for him. If he goes knight here, maybe I will take, then he takes back. I can go here, and he cannot take, because if he takes, I take back, and in that case I'm pawn is attacking this this pin piece. Okay, so he goes here. I can now he wants to attack this my g7 pawn. Do I defend it or not? Maybe let's see, what do I do? In this position I can move my bishop back, for instance. That would do the job. Or I can play a move like that, but that would weaken my knight and it would make this diagonal stronger. So I can play a move like this as well. But what do I do? Let's play it safe and move the bishop back. So now he doesn't have anything. After all, we are up a pawn because he gave us the g pawn by playing g5. Okay, so he is double attacking here. I will probably just make a move like this. Now I'm defending the knight 2 times, and also he in the future he can't even, for instance, maybe if I castle on the queen side, maybe he can sacrifice the rook for the bishop and play knight here, but now I stopped that as well, because now my queen is on the 2nd rank defending everything. So really this is a move queen to c7, which this move glues everything together, and if he wants my bishop it doesn't matter. I could have attacked his queen, but I don't even want to calculate that, because then and who knows what happens. He can take here first and I take back, then he moves his queen and whatever. I don't know what happens there. Okay, so I will take with the h pawn. Now I'm opening up my rook, and this pawn is also a target because this pawn is undefended. Now he defends the pawn, and I will just castle in this position, nothing special. Everything is defended. If so, okay. Now in this position I will take. He will probably take back like here, and then his bishop will be... No, he takes back with the rook, because his bishop is terrible if he doesn't do that. I understand his logic, but I still think it's really bad. Because had he took with the pawn, his bishop would be kind of dead for the really a long period of time. But I think this is just bad. He is now just down the exchange and down the pawn. So in this position I will... Let's see what I want to do. Maybe if I go here, putting pressure on this pawn, and we will see maybe, and also on this bishop. So maybe I have moves such like this to remove the defender of the bishop. So this is just move which puts more pressure. For instance, now I can play here, and let's see what does he want to do. Just putting pressure on the opponent. The only drawback of moving the queen to b6 is that my queen is no longer guarding this pawn, which means my knight kind of can't move, or shouldn't move. But I don't think for now that it is a bad drawback, but you should be aware of that. We are up a pawn. He has really terrible pawn structure. He has 3 pawn islands. Both of his pawns here are really weak. This pawn is even attacked by the rook. So now I don't know what he should play. He should probably play something like a4, or moving the bishop back, something of that kind. But this move doesn't do it, because my point is to take the knight and remove the defender of the bishop. Or he does move it, I didn't see it. So I missed something, and this is something that you shouldn't miss. Checks and captures. The point is that when he took back with the rook, it was a check, and I missed that completely. But now, giving this check by the queen, this rook move also defends here. So okay, it was not that much of bad of a move. But I have knight here attacking the rook, because now his rook there is a target. And even though I am abandoning this square, I mean, if he wants to give another rook for a knight, that's great for me. Let's see what he wants to do. He plays rook there. But there is a big problem with this move, because now he is trapping his own bishop by this move. That's the problem. So now this move just wins the bishop. So even though this rook is kind of not in a good spot here, he made a rook lift, but his rook doesn't really have much places to go. This also not a good move, because I can just move the knight back, and the thing is, his bishop is still trapped. And he still doesn't have any way to save his bishop. But here even a more experienced player, but I missed that rook takes here is a check. But the thing is, he saw that tactic, but he didn't realize that really his rook doesn't belong there. His rook there is kind of stuck. He didn't have many moves to go to when I attacked it. He had to go rook to f3, for instance. And again, his rook there doesn't have many places to go to, and it's not like it's doing anything here. He doesn't. He wanted to play this, but this move doesn't do anything. That's the problem. That's the problem for him. I will play here. Now this can become very dangerous in the future, and I will maybe even have to sacrifice back material. But if I didn't go queen here, it would be even more dangerous, because his queen is guarding the escape square for the king, and really, even though I'm aligning myself here, my king and the queen, this is even less dangerous, I would say, than going queen here. But in any case, I would probably want to play in the future this move, because I really don't like his bishop there. He has 3 pieces, I have 4. I'm up a whole rook, and I don't want to allow him any counterplay. So I want to immediately push this bishop away from here. It's a very dangerous piece. It's guarding this square potentially to trap my to win my queen. It's guarding this where his queen was phenomenal here. It could have become very dangerous. Okay, so I will move here because I don't want him to go there. That's the reasoning behind this move. I would be very pleased if he takes my knight, because this bishop is one of his best pieces now. It's slicing through my territory, and it's guarding this square as well. Okay, so he takes my knight. He now doesn't have many good pieces. This move, really, the point is that he wants to defend this pawn. Doesn't matter. I will move my king first. That's the first thing. I don't want to align my king with queen, my king and queen. If he takes, I take back. Let's offer an exchange of rooks, and also if he doesn't want it, that's fine for me, because now my rook is pointing towards his king and my rook is applying pressure. Okay, so let's take, and let's go. Let's go here, for instance. I can win a pawn here. That's the reasoning. I was looking if I have anything better than that, but I don't think I have. And now I see another good thing about this move. I'm threatening to play rook c8, winning this pawn. Not winning, but applying a lot of pressure. And I won, because he can go here, but then I probably... I mean, I'm up a rook and I have 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. He has 4 pawns and he has 3 pawn islands. Terrible structure, and my pieces are also better. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the following ones. I will also be playing against players who are rated below 1000 blitz, because most of them are rated above 1000 in rapid. Bye for now.